All right, it is July 25th, and we have the latest Shrine of Secrets. We are going to go over this real quickly. We've got a couple interesting perks and a couple so perks, but hey, these may be perks that you don't have, and this is a great way to pick them up. So, what we have first when it comes to killer perks, we've got a Trapper perk, Brutal Strength. We've got a Singularity perk, Forced Hesitation. We've got an LED perk, Appraisal for Survivor side. And then we have an Ace perk, Up the Ante. And all of these are 2,000 Iridescent Shards. And basically, what we're going to do is kind of give you our opinions on these perks, rate them based on our tier here at the bottom, and kind of help you decide whether they are worth your hard-earned iridescent shards. So the first one we have here, Brutal Strength, allows you to destroy drop pallets, breakable walls, and kick generators 20% faster. It's a Trapper perk, so you do always have the option of spending BPs on Trapper, going through his web, and unlocking all of his perks, which is really the route that I would recommend. He's a free killer, easy enough to do. He's a nice one to start out with, pretty basic power for anyone new to playing killer. But Brutal Strength is one of those perks that it's not meta, but it is a solid option. So we're going to kind of rate this one off meta, but it's one of those that a lot of times, if you're on a killer that really has issues with pallets, then this helps you break them a little faster, get in a chase a little faster. I like it a lot on M1 killers, especially M1 killers that have any sort of way to slow down the survivor a little bit or hold them around that loop. Clown jumps to mind, right? Throw a bottle as they're running away, break the pallet a little quicker. A lot of times I pair it up with Save the Best for Last, so you get those hits, it's a little faster. When you break the pallets, it's a little bit faster. Your bottles slow them down or speed you up, and just all those little incremental slow down, speed ups really help a lot. So I like brutal on killers like that. I've run it on Trapper in the past and other M1 killers. Freddy comes to mind as well. Uh, Basically, if you don't have a power that can help you deal with pallets, this can be definitely a perk you want to consider. A lot of times I'll leave it out of my top 4 perks for that killer. That's why it's not meta, but for certain killers I really do like it, so it's just that tier below. So we're going to pull out a little handy pen here, and we'll put kind of off meta for brutal. And we will say you probably want to use BPs for this one to unlock. But if you don't feel like wasting the BPs, or maybe you have a couple of the other perks from Trapper, you might want to just grab them this way. So first one, good perk, but not sure whether iridescent shards or BP is the better choice for you. Our second one is a newer perk. It's a singularity perk. And when a survivor is put in the dying state by any means, all their survivors standing within 16-meter range around them suffer from the hindered status effect for 10 seconds, reducing their movement speed by 20%. 20% is huge. This is a perk that for certain builds I really do like, and that's what we're going to end up putting in our build around category, that kind of off meta category. The one thing I'll say though is a lot of times this does incentivize playstyles that may be fun for the killer, but probably aren't fun for the survivor. Huntress, I think of with this, right? With Huntress, you down somebody, especially if they're coming for an unhook or other things, and then the person that just got unhooked or just got healed or whatever it is now hindered, so you can double up. I'm thinking Hag, Demo, Unreal, Dredge, maybe any killers that can kind of take advantage of make your choice and teleport back there, right? You run this with make your choice, you get out of range, somebody gets unhooked, maybe you have floods of rage, something like that, so you can see where they are. You real quickly one shot the unhooker, and then the person being unhooked is still in range. They get hindered 20%. You chase them down them as well. So now you've essentially downed a new person and tunneled someone at the same time. Super effective. It's going to lead to a lot of wins, a lot of kills, a lot of downs. Might not be the most fun for the survivors, though sometimes making these crazy plays as killer, even if they're mean, can be a lot of fun. So definitely a strong perk. I think we haven't seen a ton of it. I know at least I haven't when playing Survivor, but I think that in the right build and on the right killers, it can really shine, and it's very strong. It's just more niche. And I will say the Singularity, you can spend BPs for this. It is a newer one, so a lot of you may have grabbed it because it's something new, shiny, fun to play. But if it's not your cup of tea, the Singularity, you don't really think you're going to play them, but you do like these kind of builds, may definitely be worth the iridescent shards. So let's snag our pen here. This is another one I say is more build around. right? Because you can't just slap it on anyone. You need someone that can either down quickly or that can insta down with certain perks. Uh, but in those situations, it can be very strong. So that's more build around perk. We do like it though. Uh, it's just like we said before, very niche. Up the ante, ace perk. But now that we're getting the survivor perks, and basically it grants 3% bonus luck for all remaining survivors. This is absolutely a meme perk, right? If you're going for some sort of sloppy slippery meat. Sloppy butcher is getting in my mind, but slippery meat. If you're in some sort of self on hook without deliverance kind of build, this is going to be where you can help to increase luck. Running a swift, it's a meme perk. I probably would not recommend this one. Uh, you got to really be committed to that meme, and then even with that, there might be other options that you want to run instead. And then appraisal is one that you start with 3 tokens at the beginning of the trial, and it allows you to rummage through chests extra times. You rummage through faster, and then you unlock an item with a level 2 perk. Uh, can be good, but you're investing a ton of time. So it's one of those things where like items are nice, especially if you're escaping. You can kind of farm some items, but you're going to sink a lot of time into this. So that's one that we're going to say is more memey as well. This is one that it's fun. Items are nice, but it is a big time waste. But if being super efficient isn't your number one objective when you're playing, might might not make you too many friends if you're playing solo queue, but you can have fun with this, get different items, right? You pat out a gen with the toolbox that you found. Later on, you pop up and get a flashlight save. Maybe get a med kit to heal. Late game, you find a key. You escape through the hatch after it's been closed. There's some cool plays to be made with this. Uh, it's just not super strong and is a big time sink. So this one I'd probably avoid. Both of these I would consider using BPs for, but I do like both perks. If you're a big M1 killer person, I like this. If you're a huntress or make your choice user, then you might want to consider this perk. And then the survivor perks we're probably not considering here. So pretty quick and easy explanation of my thoughts on these perks, how good, bad, ugly they really are. The killer perks I like. I think if you're using certain types of killers, you definitely want these in your pool. The survivor perks just aren't aren't as good, right? You could run pharmacy or some of the other perks that get you specific items, right? If you want a toolbox, a flashlight, whatever it may be, those perks are a little bit better because they do something and they get you one specific item that you want. This one's more of a mixed bag. It's good for getting some of those rift challenges and things where you've got to open so many chests and making sure you actually get something good out of them while you're spending that time doing that. But is it worth your iridescent shards? Maybe not. And like we said, all of these are behavior IP, so you can always use your iridescent shards to unlock the character, and then use BPs to get the perks. So yeah, that's just kind of the quick and dirty of this. Hopefully this helps out. Again, I'm Smig. I like to do educational content here on YouTube and on Twitch. So hopefully we'll see you in the comments on stream sometime, or maybe even in the fog. Take care. Thank you.